Or if like you take a domesticated dog, right, and you compare it to a wild wolf, it's completely different. The level of power, the level of understanding, the level of, how you say, potency and strength. Take a domesticated dog, you put it in the wild, you know what I mean? It may die. You take a wolf in its natural circumstance, it thrives, you know what I mean? So a human being's in the same way. We've been domesticated. That's the civilization process. Through dietary practices, through lifestyles, we've been caged up. You know, we live in boxes, we live in cubes just like cattle. Peace, harmony, balance, potency, mental, spiritual, physical strength cannot be found in that state. You'll always just be doing things to provide therapy for that state of disease, you know? So what we need to do is facilitate that rehumanization process, that de-domestication process, just like how you take a domesticated animal and make it wild again, to give it back its connection to the earth and to itself. Where that starts, where the rubber hits the road, is diet. That's where it starts. Like in our culture, we understand that what will quantify or define your physical, spiritual, and mental health is the state of what we call your teotolontli. Your teotolontli is your electromagnetic field. Have you heard of this? An EMF field? Now, what will define the strength or potency or health of your electromagnetic field is how well your teoashikli or chakras are functioning, how open they are, how much energy can flow through each and every one of those portals to comprise your teotolontli, energy field. Now, what predicates or defines the health of those chakras for them to perform effectively is its physical components. Now, its physical components are the endocrine system, the nervous system, the lymphatic system, and the digestive system. Now, when those things become compromised, the etheric counterparts, the chakras, the teoashikli, begin closing down. When those close down, your field gets weaker, gets unbalanced, it gets fucked up. So when you look at the domestication process, like how you see civilized man domesticates an animal, right? First they put it in a box, right? And then they feed it something that will purposely compromise its system. Like for cows, which are ruminants, which means they're supposed to eat grass, what they do is they make it eat seeds, they make it eat grain, corn, wheat, seeds, even parts of flesh of their own race or whatever. They do that, and that makes them sick because they don't have the pH, the digestive pH, or the enzymes to neutralize the goitrogens, the lectins, and the plant toxins that are on the seeds. So when that happens, that seeps into their endocrine system and the nervous system. It breaks the blood-brain barrier and starts calcifying their endocrine and nervous system, which shuts down their higher thinking. And it as well fucks up their digestive system because it harms and poisons their digestive system. It creates internal dysbiosis. It fucks up their microbiome, so it disconnects them from the lower realm too. That's how the domestication process is facilitated through. It's the compromisation of the physical vessel and the energy field to make you weak, to make you mentally, physically, spiritually incompetent, disconnected from the lower realms, disconnected from this middle realm, disconnected from the high realms, which means disconnected from your will, your ego, disconnected from your teolia, your soul, disconnected from your tonal, which is your cognition, which comes directly from source. So when they do that, you become like a robot. You know, you look into the eyes of like a domesticated animal. You know what I mean? Like those cows that are kept in those cages and they're fed those seeds. They're not there. They're checked out. You know what I mean? When civilization colonizes indigenous people, the first thing they do is they take their bow and arrow. They take their ability to hunt and to provide for themselves in that way. And then they give them the planting stick, the huasatochli, and they make them farmers. And they make them grow their gruel, and they make them eat it. It's the same domestication process, except with human beings, they can grow their own fodder. You know what I mean? The animals, they can't do that. But human beings, they can make them grow their own fodder. And when they start eating those things, they start eating the seeds, the plants, all that fiber. It builds up in their lymph system. It clogs their large intestine, which shuts down their lymph system. And your lymph system is the sewer system of the body. It's its sewer system. So when the sewer system becomes backed up, your lymphatic system can no longer leach and pull toxins and carcinogens and heavy metals from your endocrine and nervous system to keep it, how you say, healthy and functioning. So you have the fiber compromising your lymph system, so your body cannot detoxify itself any longer. Then 2, you have all the lectins and goitrogens and toxins that are on the plants and on the seeds that are now seeping into your endocrine system, through your bloodstream, breaking the blood-brain barrier, and now calcifying and paralyzing your pituitary, your pineal, your parietal lobe, all those systems of the nervous and endocrine system. So all your higher thinking, gone. All that shit's gone. When your lymph system goes, your heel goes too, which is your will, your animal virility, your physical strength and power, you know? So when those are compromised, the digestive system is compromised too, because all that fiber, when it builds up in the large intestine, it alters the pH of your microbiome, of your small intestine. It becomes alkaline. And when your small intestine's pH becomes alkaline, all this bacteria that is within your, how you say, your large intestine can now migrate into your small intestine. And that's how people get like candidiasis or SIBO, small intestinal bacterial infections, and conditions like colitis or like any form of autoimmune condition pretty much. Candidiasis is the most familiar, or the most common, because under an alkaline environment, candida, or the body's natural yeast, mutates from its bacterial state to its fungal state, and then it proliferates around the body, and it's directly correlated with depression, suicidal tendencies, schizophrenia. It fucks you up, fucks your world. So the domestication process is fundamentally facilitated through the conscious, purposeful compromisation of the physical vessel and the destruction of the teotonte, the energy field. That's how they create a subjugated, submissive, dumb, docile, slave caste. Sheep. Literal fucking sheep. That's how they do it. They do it with the animals and they do it with human beings. So if we want to, how you say, get back our health, want to get back our spiritual, physical, mental connection to the land, to the creator, to ourselves, we have to do that same process in reverse. We have to unwind it. You know what I mean? And that starts with first the, how you say, unblocking of the lymphatic system, then the, we call it recolonization and reestablishment of homeostasis in the microbiome, the digestive system, and then the detoxing of the, because once the lymph system is working, it can start pulling shit out. So then the detoxing of the endocrine system and nervous system, and then we have to start providing the things that which will rebuild back up the nervous system and the endocrine system. Because all the glands of the nervous and endocrine system are all built from fats. It's all saturated fat. The brain is just a giant lump of fucking fat. It's all fat with veins running through it. Same with all the glands, the pineal, the pituitary, the thyroid. It's all fat. So then you have to give the body the building blocks that now will rebuild those systems. And once those become online, once you heal those systems, the lymph, digestive, endocrine, and nervous system, those teoashikli start coming back online. They start opening up. Then your teotolontli, your energy field starts fucking growing. So then instantly, mental, physical, spiritual, energetic health returns to you. And you start being able to perceive reality completely different now. You become rewilded. You become like a wolf instead of a dog. That inherent connection to source, to the lower realms, the high realms, in this natural living world, and everything in it, including like me to you, comes back. That sense of perception, where you can feel another human being as yourself. You know what I mean? Not as something disconnected. You can feel them as you, and you can feel created within them and created within you. So to me, true decolonization and true healing begins right there. Is first healing the vessel. When you heal the vessel, everything comes natural next, like everything. Because you heal the vessel, you heal the teotolontli, the energy field. When you heal the teotolontli, your connection back to everything comes back, and then it can guide you. Then the great mystery can just say, I'm gonna move you over here. You know, we're getting the fuck out of the city now. We're gonna go here. You're gonna talk to this person. You're not gonna talk to that person. It comes natural. It comes inherent. You know, it's like having like a Wi-Fi modem, right? And not all your lights are on. You only got like one. You know, the HUD light's not on, so you're not getting full service. When you have a fucked up vessel, it's like having a fucked up antenna or a fucked up modem. You're not connected to the World Wide Web, you know? You're like kind of, touching a little bit. Every once in a while you'll catch a glimpse of some information, a little bit of data, but nothing really. When you hear your vessel, it's like all those fucking lights come on. Your modem's working. You're fucking, you know what I mean? You can perceive everything. You feel everything, and you're just guided by the great mystery. You're now moving in harmony with the will and the intention of the great mystery and this earth. And when you align yourself with the intention of this earth, of Mother Earth and Creator, that's power. That's true power. Because that means whatever she wants, you want too. And whatever she wants will come to pass. You know what I mean? So if you align with that, you have your power back. That's why our ancestors lived that sacred way of life. Their power came from living in alignment with the great mystery's will and intention, not our own. You know what I mean? Not what we thought was good, but what we knew was a life of service to serve the whole. It's like if you're just selling your body that just want to do its own fucking thing, you know what I mean? It's not qualified to make decisions for me, I have to, navigate in this realm, in this third dimension. A cell couldn't do that. He doesn't know how to deal with shit. He doesn't know how to feed himself. He doesn't know how to feed me with a mouth. I mean, he doesn't know how to survive in this fucking world. He knows how to survive in the second dimension. He knows how to do that. So he needs to focus on that, sinking in with me, doing his part, and then he'll reap the benefits and the rewards. Because if I don't have these cells, I can't live. If they're all doing their own thing, trying to self-preserve, I'll become sick, because they're not doing their fucking job. Human beings are in the same way. If we want true health and true power, we need to align with the greater organism we're a part of, which is this earth. She's a macroorganism. She's a fourth dimensional being. You know what I mean? She's the body we're a cell of. If we can get alignment with her, everything will come. The power, the health, mental, physical, spiritual health. But to do that, you have to surrender your small ego, your false self, which is what is manufactured within us when we're colonized or civilized. This concept of the self sanctified from everything else. Believing that you have to, believing, let me put it this way, being in a fear state, it's just that simple. Being in a fear state, that's a self-preservative state where you're making decisions not based on what's best for the collective, but just what's best for your own particular prism of understanding at that moment. That'll always lead to suffering, always. When I speak to anyone, when I interact with anything, when I create any type of experience for this world to experience, I think what's the best for me, for them, and the collective consciousness. Because everything will feel this interaction. You know what I mean? Everyone will feel what we do here in this room. Everyone will. So what do I want to create? What will serve the collective soul, the collective consciousness, me, him, everyone, the best? Okay, that's it. That's what I'm doing. Even if it's something I don't want to do, even if it's something that makes me uncomfortable, if it's something that maybe puts me out, that's what I do. And when you live like that, that's an alignment. That's a cell performing its purpose, its sacred function. Does it kind of make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.